Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a really pretty set of ombre nails. So the first thing that I'm doing is just going in and removing her gel polish, and I'm also filing down her acrylic as much as I can, since she does have the colored acrylic, and I'm going to be adding more colored acrylic. I don't want the nails to be super thick, so that's why I'm just going in there and filing the acrylic down to kind of thin it down. That way the nails won't be so thick once we add the other acrylic over it. For this, I'm using my extra coarse safety nail drill bit that I got on Amazon, and it is by Pana, so I'll be sure to leave that link down below. But again, we're removing the gel polish and just thinning down the acrylic to add more of the colored acrylic. Alrighty, y'all, so after we finish filing down the acrylic and removing the gel polish, I'm going in with a cuticle pusher and we're just pushing back those cuticles. And remember, this is just going to help expose the new growth and help with reducing lifting. After this, we're going to go in with the 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. As always, I'm using my Melody Susie nail drill and I'm using it at 5,000 RPMs. As always, we're just removing the shine from the natural nail. We're not filing to thin down the nail or anything. Literally just removing that shine from the nail. And then this can be done with a regular hand file as well. So if you're a beginner and you still don't feel comfortable using a hand file, or sorry, an e-file, you could always just use a regular hand file to do the filing. You just have to make sure that you spend a little bit more time on the filing around the cuticle area, because it's a lot harder to get really close to that cuticle area with a hand file, which is why I love using a drill. But we're gonna go ahead and finish removing the shine. After this, we're just gonna dust the nails off and then we're gonna apply the primer. For my primer, I'm using the Young Nail Protein Bond. As you guys know, it works really good for me. I don't have any problems with lifting, so I do really highly recommend it. After this, we're going to go in with the acrylic. So again, we're doing the colored acrylic. So I'm going to be using some acrylics by GLAM and GLITS. We're also using the purple, I believe the middle one, which is the pink one, is by No Supply Glamour. The purple one is by Mia Secret, and then the blue one is going to be by GLAM and GLITS. So I kind of just picked up whatever colors I liked out of my drawer, which is why they're all different brands, but all of them work really good. And then for the back, I'm going to be using a cover color by Mia Secret, which will be the cover I believe it's the cover pink, but as you guys know, I have the cover pink, the cover rose, the cover beige, and I think that's all of them. But yeah, I'm gonna go in with the Mia Secret cover pink. We're gonna do that at the back, and as always, make sure that you work with a little bit of product at a time. You don't want to apply too much, and then it kind of takes away from your ombre. So just add a little bit as you go. Make sure that you look at your nail from different angles. That way you're able to determine where you need to apply a little bit more acrylic at. As you can see, the bead closer to the cuticle area, I place it as close as I can to the cuticle area, and then I pat it down and it spreads out close to the cuticle, and then I clean around the cuticle area. And that little blue part, it was still a little translucent while you see me going in there and adding a little bit more blue. And then after that, we can just go in with the Mia Secret Clear, and this is just to encapsulate the acrylic. We don't want to file it away once we come back to file the nails with the e-file. So you always want to make sure that you come back and encapsulate any of your colored acrylics when you're using them. Again, this is the Mia Secret Clear, and then the brush that I'm using is my Alpha brush in a number 10, and I'll be sure to leave the link down below, but it's an oval shape. And yeah, but the colors that we're applying on the tip, you want to make sure that you don't apply them too thick, because you don't want a big old, thick tip. So just apply a really thin layer of the color on there. As you can see, I only apply like up to the middle of the nail, and then I go back in with the Mia Secret Pink and apply it right in the middle, and very gently brushing it right in the middle to kind of blend it in with the other colors. And then I go in and apply a little bit more, of course, to the back, to fill in that cuticle area. And then again, I go in with the clear to just encapsulate that way I don't file away any of the colored acrylic, because if you do, the acrylic is going to look patchy and you're going to be able to see through the cover color. So make sure that you always encapsulate the nail. Again, I cannot stress this enough, but it's really important that when you're working, you're looking at your nail from different angles. That way you don't just have a really flat nail. You want it to have a nice apex, which means that the back of the nail is going to be thicker than the rest of the nail, and that's where your nail gets its strength from. Alrighty, so we're almost done with this hand. We're going to go ahead and do the pinky and the thumb. We're going to do the same thing on both of them. So again, we apply the colors on the pinky, on the tip, and then we come back in with the cover color, and then we encapsulate them with the clear. Again, I'm using my alpha brush in a number 10, and it's an oval shape, and I'll leave that link down below. I also have a promo code for GLAM and GLITS and Nail Supply Glamour, which they have their own colored acrylics, and then they also have the Mia Secret ones. Alrighty, so we're finishing up the first hand, and we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other hand. So remember that when you're working, you want to make sure that you keep your brush as clean as you can. You want to clean your brush off on the paper towel really often, because if not, that product is going to get stuck to your brush and it's going to keep building up in your brush, and it's going to be impossible for you to keep a smooth nail. I always use the Viva paper towels. You can find them at Walmart, Dollar General, Target, just about anywhere, and they're really soft and they absorb the liquid really good as well. So I do suggest that you get those. Even the blue paper towels that they have like in the automotive section, those work really good. And then I've also even had people tell me that they use like the dog pee pads, and they just cut them into like little squares and they use those to wipe their brush off. But whatever you do, just make sure that you're cleaning your brush off a lot when you're working. And also another thing is that you want to make sure that you're not going cheap with your brushes. You want to make sure that you spend good money on your brush, because it's your most important tool, and if you do not get a good brush, you're not going to be able to do good nails. So again, I use the alpha brushes. They work really good for me. I actually just received some new ones in the mail, which I'm going to be showing you guys the difference between the number 9 and the number 10. You know, just so you guys would see what it's like to have the smaller brush and the larger one, because before I used to use the 9 and then I felt like it was a little bit too small, so I moved up to a number 10. So soon I will be showing you guys the difference, as well as how to break your brush in. But for now, again, we're just going to go ahead and finish off this hand. We're doing the exact same thing we did on the other hand, and then we can move on to the next step. Alrighty, so we finished applying the acrylic on both of the hands. So now we're going to go ahead and reshape the nails. Remember, this is a step that you do not want to skip. After you apply your acrylic, it kind of rounds off the corners. So you want to go in and literally just perfect the shape. That way, it's like that perfect coffin shape. So we're filing the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle. Remember that when you're filing the sides, you want to make sure that you go from the side of the nail directly towards the tip of the nail and just make it as narrow as you want. Some clients, you know, they don't want their nails too narrow. I have some that want them like super narrow, like really coffin. So it all depends on your client, but as always, just file on both sides about the same amount of times. That way your nail is not crooked, and make sure that you file the free edge at a 90-degree angle, holding your file vertically, and I feel like that helps you get like a really super straight free edge. So I would suggest you guys trying that out. But after we finish shaping up the nails, we're going to go ahead and go in with the e-file and just file all of the nails. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in with the fine drill bit, and as always, I start around the cuticle area from the right side, working my way around the left side, just going back and forth until I'm able to see where her cuticle is, where her natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way I know that the acrylic is not on the skin. But remember that if you are careful when you first apply the acrylic, you won't have to worry about this so much. You still have to go in and seal your cuticle area, but I know that as a beginner, it's really hard to not get the acrylic on the skin. But if you do, remember you want to go in with your brush, like the very tip of your brush, and just clean it up as soon as it gets on the cuticle, because if not, it's going to be really hard when you get to this part. But even, you know, if you file a lot but you don't seal this cuticle area, you still will get lifting. So it's going to take a little bit of practice for you to finally get this step down. Trust me, we all kind of went through this phase where we couldn't prevent lifting, but it's all in the way that you file the nails. Again, you just want to, you know, take your file and or your drill bit and go from the right side of the nail, working your way all the way around the cuticle area, and just going back and forth, and also making sure that you don't leave your file or your e-file in one spot for too long, because it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. So keep your drill moving at all times. Alrighty, so once we finish all of the filing, we're going to go in with the buffer, and this is just going to help get rid of any of the scratches left on the nail from the e-file or the hand file. So make sure that you buff those nails really good. After this, we can go ahead and dust the nails off, and then we're going to wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, or you could always have your client go wash your hands, whatever works for you best. Alrighty, so after we wipe the nails off, we're going to be applying some bling on the ring fingers. So we're just going to do like, you know, some bling all throughout the middle of the nail, if that makes sense. So we're going to go from the right top corner and just kind of do like a little swirl and going down towards the left bottom corner. So we're just going to do that. We're applying the bling with the wax pencil. I'm using my SS6 and my SS12 and my Soleil nail adhesive. And as you guys know, I do have this same bling on my website for anyone that's interested. The website is up right now. It's not much left anymore, but I do have some of this bling left on there. So be sure to check it out before I take the website down. I usually don't, you know, like to keep it up if it's not much for you guys there, but I've had a lot of people asking about it, which is why I brought the website back up. But I will be taking it back down very soon because it's almost like literally completely sold out. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and finish applying the bling. Again, I'm using this Soleil nail adhesive. And then after this, we're going to spray them with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator. And then we're going to go in with the Madame Glam Gel Top Coat. We're going to apply this on all of the nails. And then after this, we're going to place both hands under the light for 60 seconds. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out so pretty. Those colors just look so good together, and that shape is just everything. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.